Hey, let's take a look at the back garden. This is WB Workout in Chicago. It's a beautiful day. It's going to rain a little bit later, but let's take a look at things before it rains. This is the last of the amaryllis. They were especially beautiful, and there were many, many, many flowers this year. Probably the most that they've ever bloomed. And in fact, most of these are other people's throwaways that I've nurtured, so they're looking pretty good. I love amaryllis. The pine tree's doing great. I am going to cut it back even more. And there's the other pine tree, the Norfolk pine, which is really long overdue for trimming back. And it does grow. I got a lot of my outdoor plants out. There's the papyrus, the nerium or oleander. I've got some nice basil growing. Here's another oleander. I've trimmed it back severely, and it really loved it. It's looking good. My pencil plant, my pencil tree, Euphorbia truncari, I cut it back severely. This tree is probably 35 years old. I bought it when it was only a few inches tall, and I've had it for many, many years. And it usually grows to the ceiling, and then I have to cut it back, and it's always a mess. But this year I trimmed it back even more, and now that it's outside, I think it's going to respond and fill out. Got lots of mint along here. I can't wait to make some really nice tea out of this mint. The pansies are looking really, really beautiful. They're just beautiful plants. They love this weather. Of course, we're going to have 90 degrees in a couple days, so I'm going to move them to a sheltered spot. Look at all the lilies that we're going to have. Good grief, it's going to be so colorful and so verdant. As you can see, the tulips in this area are dying back, and I've been removing the old dead and brown and dried up parts, and they're going to go dormant, and I planted poppies in their place. So I think it's going to look really nice. Here's the calla lily. It's looking absolutely super. There's going to be a whole lot of beautiful calla lilies in this urn. You can see one down there, a beautiful deep dark purple one. It's going to be really nice. Okay, well here, take a look here. Everything is growing enormous. There's lots of flowers coming. Right now there's not a lot blooming, but there's going to be a lot blooming. All these lilies, old-fashioned garden phlox, my rosemary. I've also got a lot of garlic here and there in the yard, and the garlic helps keep away the squirrels and some other animals. They don't like the smell of it. I really have to trim back my my lemon balm, and I give my little blueberry plant in the middle some room. The roses picked up this year. They were kind of last year barely nothing, and I gave them some good fertilizer and some TLC and some banana peels, and they're doing great. And the flower box outside our 3-season room, it looks really beautiful this year. Really, really nice. I have marigolds that I planted between the pansies, and as the pansies fade in the heat, the marigolds will take over. It's going to look really nice. The peonies were a non-event. As soon as they started to open and bloom, we had really heavy rains and wind, and everything got flopped over and broken, so I cut them off. It's a mess. I would never plant peonies. Unless you have super tall cages, they're on impossibly thin, tall stems with these huge flowers. I don't know why they breed them like that. Anyway, maybe they'll breed some new kind. We got a little rose action over here in the corner among the seedlings of the plants that came from the seed of the bird feeder, all the seed that the birds knocked out. We got wheat growing back here. I think that's kind of cool. I got some wheat happening. Daylilies, they're coming. They're going to be blooming at different times. These lilies are enormous. My God, look at them. There's my elephant plant with huge leaves that's just getting started. It should be gigantic this year. Let's take a look where I planted my tomatoes. Excuse me. I got to trim these vines back a little bit. My currants are currently starting to ripen. You can see that right there. And here I finally, and there's the lovage. Look at the lovage in the back. The lovage is a wonderful herb that is sort of like a cross between celery and parsley, and you use it in soup and stews. I don't use it that much. I usually just eat it. But if you're making some chicken broth or something, it's a great little herb to chop it up and put it in there. The Skies of Italy geranium are doing fantastic. I kept it alive all winter. It's just made a great comeback. And here we have a pineapple sage starting to bloom. And of course my tomatoes, which I finally did get in. And I have more work to do in here. I've got all kinds of stuff coming up. Greens and my hops in the back. And there's mint and there's feverfew. And there's a dandelion which I'll harvest at some point and either use the greens and the root. We got garlic in here that I'm gonna have to harvest. The first batch didn't do so well, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, everything in the garden looks beautiful. We're gonna have rain today. I see catnip down there. It's all looking good. It's all beautiful. I'm really appreciative. We're gonna end with this little box of adorable pansies. I so love pansies. Have a great day. May you be a blessing to others, and may you find a blessing this day in your heart. And thank you for watching. I know this one is longer than usual. Be good to yourself. Here I am in noisy Chicago. And have a wonderful weekend.